Have you ever heard of a war where the enemy had feathers, couldn't fly, and still won? Welcome to the Great Emu War, where Australia went to war with birds. After World War I, the Australian government gave land to returning soldiers to farm in Western Australia. By the late 1920s, these farmers were struggling, especially during the Great Depression. Wheat prices kept dropping, and despite government encouragement to grow more crops, the farmers didn't receive the subsidies they were promised. Then, things got even worse. A wave of emus, giant, flightless birds native to Australia, migrated from inland to the coast after their breeding season. They found the farmlands perfect for living, especially around Chandler and Walgolin. But to the farmers, the emus were a nightmare. They tore up crops, trampled over fences, and left gaps that let in rabbits and other pests. The damage was massive. Desperate, a group of ex-soldiers turned farmers went to the Minister of Defense. Their solution? Bring in the military with machine guns. Shockingly, the government agreed. On November 2nd, 1932, Operation Emu War began. Soldiers with Lewis machine guns were deployed to Western Australia. The first encounter? A group of 50 emus, but they were out of range. Locals tried herding them into an ambush, but the birds scattered. Only a handful were killed. A few days later, the soldiers spotted over 1,000 emus. They waited until the birds got close, then opened fire. Only 12 were killed. The military then tried mounting a gun on a truck to chase the birds, but the bumpy terrain made it nearly impossible to aim. After 6 days, they had fired 2,500 rounds of ammo and killed somewhere between 50 and 500 emus. The mission was a bust. The operation was called off. But the emus didn't stop. They returned to the farms. Once again, farmers begged for help. And so, a second attempt began on November 13th. This time, the military had more success. In the first few days, 40 emus were killed. By early December, they were killing about 100 per week. When the operation ended on December 10th, there were 986 confirmed kills. Still, that was a fraction of the estimated 20,000 emus causing chaos. The farmers wanted more military action, but the government refused. Instead, they relied on a bounty system that had been introduced back in 1923, and that worked much better. Word of the Emu War spread, even reaching the UK, where conservationists protested what they saw as the attempted extermination of a rare species. What happens when you go to war with birds? Well, they win. The Emu War became a strange, almost unbelievable chapter in Australian history, and a reminder that sometimes nature fights back in the weirdest ways.